No, okay. So the Libertarian Party, and I guess a lot of what you've shown is you're kind of just like a watchdog on the other parties because, the system is corrupt in your view and everything. So what are the main points from the other candidates that you've been like watching out for, I guess?
It's really hard to say. Neither of them have said anything substantive. Mary Burke puts out a job plan. It's not her job plan. Believe me, Governor Walker didn't write his either. Every time I see him write, his ads up that say that Mary Burke plagiarized hers, would somebody please, somewhere, he's the son of a pastor, bring a Bible with you, have him stick his hand on it and swear to God that he wrote his jobs plan. I promise you he didn't. Okay? None of these people have any original ideas. The reason nobody turns into these debates is because we already know what they're talking about. We already know what they have to say on these
Well, the biggest thing with the plagiarism thing is that it's nothing to talk about.
No,
It's
but they've made it something to talk about.
You spin your wheels on the plagiarism thing and you never actually get to the actual issues of education or jobs or anything.
And I've done a number of interviews where I've said that. She should have disclosed that she bought it and that she didn't write it. And outside of that, can we move on and talk about maybe these black men in Milwaukee that are imprisoned? Can we talk, and somebody somewhere in this campaign bring up marijuana legalization? Can we talk about hemp? We've got paper mills around the state that are closing down. The Brokaw paper mill shut down. They lost 450 jobs. They have a $4.5 million hole in their budget. Dear Lord, the state legislature took up hemp last year and failed to pass it. Pass a hemp nullification bill. Give the farmers in Wisconsin this product back so we can stop losing our paper mills.
Well, I think, too, with watching, the red and blue debates and everything is a lot of students kind of don't want to listen to it because both sides are saying, this is what we're doing that's right, and then this is what they're doing what's wrong. But they're both saying the same thing, but there is nothing to back it. You're right. There's like nothing substantive. And that's where I think a lot of students kind of back away because they're like, well, both of them are saying that they're doing the right thing, but nothing's happening either way.
In certain situations, they're both saying the exact
they're saying the same
with
thing.
A different number and a different, and just the finger turned the other direction, but it's almost the exact same promotion.
It really is
hilarious.
Another piece of this pie that's such a problem, where they're saying the same thing, is on even just something as simple as the CBD law. CBD is cannabinoids that are used for seizures. Now, I have a niece who is she's mentally disabled, and as a child, she had something like between 10 and 20 seizures a minute. She was in constant seizure as a child. And, they passed this law finally here in Wisconsin for CBD oils, but neither party seems to care that they screwed the whole thing up. Nobody is ever going to get a CBD oil in Wisconsin based on the way they wrote the bill, and they know it. They wrote it, they said, look, you have to get permission from the FDA. Well, look, the FDA has marijuana listed as a Schedule I drug. It has absolutely no medicinal uses on their list. That alone is destroying it. 2, you didn't change any of the laws around marijuana in the state, and you said you can use it if you get a prescription and you're under the supervision of a doctor. No doctor's going to prescribe it. They're not going to put their medical license at risk, period. And then the third thing that they did was they said if you want to get it, you have to get it from a pharmaceutical company. Again, pharmaceutical companies don't need to produce this. In Colorado, you get your CBD oils from small growers who actually refine it down. It's a fairly simple oil to create. And we need to fix this. And the worst part about this, the thing that absolutely makes my eyeballs bleed, there was a family from Watertown whose daughter suffered from very dangerous forms of seizures. They knew there was a risk she could die in her sleep sometime. And in fact, she did on Mother's Day. This was the family that pushed this thing through the state legislature. They never had a chance to get it because the bill was flawed, and their daughter died. And Governor Walker renamed the bill after her. You want to write it? You want to make an ad, Mary Burke, that impacts voters on an issue that's important? Call him out on this. We need everybody in the state to know a little girl died, and there are still people out there with seizures who are suffering. And they're suffering because the state legislature on both the red team and the blue team can't seem to pull their head out of their collective backside and understand people are being harmed and they need this medicine now. Do your homework. Look at the research. This isn't that hard a decision.